we've got the Valentine's special for Preppin data this week. So let's take a look at our couples. So we have here their names and when their relationship started. So we can take a look at this immediately, see that these are all dates, but they're currently being read in as strings, as text. So we want to transform that into a data type. And luckily that's nice and simple. We can just go to the data type menu here and change that to a date, and Tableau Prep's pretty good at recognizing, say it recognizes that it's in month, day, year order, and when we select that it transforms it nicely into what we would expect to see there. So it's one of those things you do want to kind of visually check that a few of those are working how you would expect them to. So for example, the Loves, their relationship starts the 15th of January 2021 according to the data type. And again, it's correct here as well when it's written out as a string, so that's all good. Now we're going to add in a today field, so we'll create a calculated field, and because I'm not doing this on Valentine's Day itself, I'm using the make date function to make that 2024 to 14 as a make date function to make that be the correct date, but otherwise I could use the today function. So today, open brackets, close brackets, that would then dynamically update regardless of the day that I was running this workflow. Okay, so we were going the route of scaffolding our data. So we're going to add in a day for every day that these couples have been together. So we'll use the new rows step. We change the value here from being that the values come from one field, because in fact our values come from two fields. We want to create a row for each day between the relationship start and between Valentine's Day 2024. And we're just leaving this field as new rows 1. Why not? So you can see how for this top one, for example, it's just adding on 1 day for each row. And we can control that here as we're specifying our increment as 1 day, so each row represents 1 day. And in this drop down here, rather than having it null or 0, we want to copy the values from the previous row so that we can still associate each new row with the couple that it is related to. So now we can see, for example, that the roses have been together for the most number of days, 21,679. That's not part of the challenge, but it's just interesting to kind of be able to see that using our profile pane in Prep. Okay, and then we're going to filter this to just be Valentine's Day. So I chose to duplicate my new rows field so that I get this new rows 1-1. And then my idea was to translate this, so do a date convert to the month name and a date convert to the day of the month as well, so that I could just pick out February and the 14th. When I was trying to do that date convert on the original new rows 1 field, a bug was occurring for me. I'm using 2023.3, so just in case that comes up for you, don't worry, it's nothing that you're doing wrong, it's just a little bug where that field that was created by the new rows step is having a bit of a bug. So if I try and change it to month name there, of course, it's working now that I'm trying to show you the bug. Let me try and do it for the day of the month instead. And again, it's fine in this example. That's funny. That was happening before, but now it has fixed itself. But if you are experiencing any kind of error, basically, when you're doing that, then don't worry, it's Prep, not you, is what I'm trying to say. So I had to duplicate the field twice, basically, so that I could create what I needed to create, basically. So duplicated it twice, and then I had the month name and the day of the month. I just went to detailed view state so that I could pick out the 14th and then pick out February. I'm holding down control and just saying keep only there so that it filters to just all the Valentine's days in this data set. So now, for example, we look at the roses. They've gone from having like 12,000 rows to just 60 rows because they've been together for 60 Valentine's days. Okay, and then I use my aggregate step and I just say that I'm grouping on the couple. I'm summing up the number of rows, which is always a field that we get in that aggregate step, so that I can count the number of Valentine's Day that each of those couples have been together. And I just rename that to be number of Valentine's Days as a couple instead of number of rows. Cool. And then for the gifts input, you can see how we've got the year there and how it's all spelled out as 10th or 1st. So it's not a numeric value like our number of Valentine's Day is. So let's clean up that field. So I just went to the menu here for the year, cleaned it to remove the letters. There it is, the third option down, and then changed it to be a number whole. So that's all I did in this step, so that now it's ready to join on to our other data set. So yes, we lose some rows at this point because we don't have examples of couples from, say, for example, 1, 2, 3. We don't have any couples who've been together for that long, but we're only keeping those that have the relevant gift ideas, so that's all good. And then we remove unnecessary fields, so we're just left with the ones that are helpful to us, and we output the data, and that is complete. So hopefully you enjoyed that challenge, and thank you very much for watching.